Dunja, thanks so much for talking with me today and sharing your insights on what it takes to lead the marketing function. It's been a real pleasure to work with you over several years now at two growing B2B SaaS companies. First, when you were the head of marketing at Brandmaker, a rising star in marketing operations, since acquired. And now your CMO role at ProGlove, which is, a really innovative change maker in the logistics space. I really appreciate that you bring a lot of experience to your role, starting with tech giant SAP, before you jumped into several B2B SaaS challenger companies who were glad to have your experience. I'm wondering, what do you most enjoy about being at a scrappy startup versus being in the huge corporation like SAP?
So SaaS companies for software where things really went differently compared to my experience I had at SAP. So a lot of things were not there. We needed to develop that. We needed to build a brand, and you have to really put a lot of energy and knowledge into building things up from scratch. That means you do not have developed that brand that far. So you need to establish a lot of things new, beginning from the brand messaging to the brand positioning, finding your buying personas, define these buying personas, and also to respond on their needs and requirements and find the right messaging for them.
What had B2P done to help you build those brands and to improve your marketing?
We wanted to develop our brand at ProGlove and align our positioning more strongly to the market, especially in the US. I mean, you brought a lot of value to our company and did a fabulous job already from the beginning, because that was a tough job now to really do all these internal interviews, also to have interviews with partners, customers, but also potential prospects to understand what they are looking for, what is their current challenge, requirements, and that then summarize it and work with us very closely together to have a common understanding of what it's needed and what ProGlove can offer here. And to understand also our product positioning that before and how we can get both things more together to have a perfect fit to the market. You were our strategic partner in developing those brands, because your experience already working with big brands, developing those understanding of how to approach a market with a solution helped us really a lot to understand, what do we need to do differently, but also how can we better understand our audiences. I think it was so helpful for us to get a different perspective into our message and to position ProGlove more on the needs and requirements of our buying personas. How you do tech marketing is something that is much more mature and focused on the needs and requirements of, individuals or markets than we do in Germany, because we position ourselves sometimes a bit more focused on what we are offering, selling, less than what it's needed. And therefore, I learned also a lot from B2P. So better understand there's not one single source of the truth. There may be some more. And to look after various parts of opinions and target groups, and to address them also then individually by their needs.
Dunja, you've worked with lots of marketing agencies. What particularly do you value about working with B2P?
I mean, it's really important to have a partner at your side who already has a high understanding of the market and the strategic positioning of brands. So B2B and we really worked very, very successful at another company. And there I really value the expertise from several projects with famous brands, and your approach fits perfectly to our business. But however, what I always found very positive is the cooperation at eye level and the very constructive discussions in order to achieve the best possible solution. With huge agencies, you often have a really restrictive way and process how you do the job or do the project, and that was not the case. And that was what really was important to us, to have a partner that is able to look at us individually and not in a fixed framework, so that we were working really eye to eye, be understood by you, and also then to develop a very individual way how we in the future now then tailor our message to our audience.
In what way has working with B2P helped you understand the market and take that message to your internal teams?
You get a different perspective often. If you are, as a neutral person, you ask differently because we know the product, we think we know our customers, but as an agency and being more neutral, you ask the things you do not understand. So it's often more goal-oriented and less than product focused. I love to work with you, you know that, Wayne, because you're bringing often a different perspective on things than I do, with being a bit narrowed on my view, because I have the solution and product perspective often too much in my head, and you have that neutral position of looking into a market, looking into target persons, buying personas, and therefore the intention to better understand them. And that's what you're often losing when you are too much in your topics and working in this company. Yeah.
So what advice would you give to yourself or to anyone else who's looking to start out in that kind of situation?
It's more important to listen than to act. What I have learned in my past career is listen more to what people say to you, and then try to get that covered in what you're doing. It's more about understanding and responding to that. It's less than just pushing out the message and trying to be very beloved with your product. It's more about understanding what your audience and market is looking for. Thinking out of the box and being more focused on what it's needed, less than what you're offering.